nice. Oh, very nice. I found his spot. His long overdue spot.
Yep.
What is he doing around? Just get a good picture of his back, and I'm gonna keep working on
Look
this.
at that arm.
I knew there was gonna be something good in there.
Thanks for dropping in, Thomas. Tell me about yourself. You're a barber, and you've never been to a chiropractor before.
Never.
Tell me what's going on.
So about 4 years ago, I had an accident where I was on a trampoline. I did a backflip and I came down, hit my head on the
bar.
The bar around, and was like knocked out, tooth chipped and went into my lip and stuff.
Wow.
And I was pretty concussed, and so I've always felt since then some neck stiffness. You know, I feel it when I wake up, and a little bit of my lower back.
Headaches, has that been something that's getting worse since then, or?
It's gotten a little better, but it comes and goes. But that's something I've been dealing with for a while too.
Before the accident?
Even before, yeah.
Okay, all right. We can already see that his shoulders are uneven.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah, I mean, this left shoulder, so because there's pain on the right, your head is gonna wanna tilt away from it. So we can't walk around with our head tilted, so your left shoulder's gonna look elevated, and your right shoulder's gonna look low, because it's really a avoidance of the right side of your neck, and that's where it hurts. So of course you're gonna be more, and man, look here, even your arms, back your arms, I mean, there's a bigger gap between your arm on this side, and then your arm is closer to your body. Like if you look at your hands.
Yeah.
Like your hand is close here, and then it's a bigger gap there. Again, that's due to that tilt going on. That makes sense. So because I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, exactly.
But because my left shoulder is high, this arm is now closed, this arm is now farther. But it's really all due to this neck injury. You're 24, you're really young. There should be, other than the first 20 years of our life we spend sitting in school, coupled with the fact you have an injury, I wonder how much the forward posture was accelerated, you understand, because of this injury, and then the need to get away from it. Like if I injure my right ankle, I'm gonna shift my posture away, your head's going forward, and now you're gonna have all this tension in your upper back as a result of the head going forward. And so I don't really treat symptoms. Like if I get your ear over your shoulder, you're gonna be a happier person. That's how you start on your back. The purpose of the adjustment, I know you probably already know this, but the purpose is not to see how many clicks I can get out of your back, okay? The goal is not to see how many pops I can get. The goal is to balance your spine. So we're gonna adjust the parts that are not injured. We're gonna leave that lower neck alone. That's where all the mobility has been happening and where the injury occurred, because that was the most mobile part of your spine when you had this hyperextension injury. Nobody should touch it. If a chiropractor wants to adjust it, you don't say anything, you just run. Like that one meme, like, run. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, all right, take a deep breath in. Head back, exhale. Let all the air out. Beautiful, deep breath, I got you, buddy. Head back, exhale. Let your chest relax, I got you, buddy. Let it go. Deep breath in, here we go. One more. Head back, exhale. Let it all go. Yeah, we got work to do there, yeah. Okay. It's okay, it's a dance. There we go. There we go. Put your back of your head in that little slit. That'll hold your head, so turn your head towards me now. There you go, perfect. Take a deep breath in. Now exhale. I got you, here we go. Breathe, exhale. Okay, yeah. All right, let's go on this other side for me. There you go, good. Exhale. All right, face up for me. Yeah, nice. Didn't expect that. We're just going through the spine, like I'm running my hand down a piano, making sure all the keys working. Some keys stuck their tongue at me. Some keys weren't very happy that I asked them to function, and I believe that if you have your whole spine functioning, it's more likely your spine ages evenly, okay? So if you only have 20% of your spine working, 80% of it is gonna stay young, not gonna age. And the medical world's gonna look at the parts that are doing all the work and say that they're diseased. They're not diseased, they're the most functioning parts of your spine. But as a result, they're injured. It makes sense, they're the parts that have been handling all the stress and all the abuse. And so we want to do 2 things today. Get your upper neck working better, and then aim your spine back to what we call the lordosis, which is this curve. I'll show you how you can do that at home today. And we'll go with that. But big knot, because your head is tilted like this, there's a big knot on the right side of your neck. So when your head is straight on your torso right now, but I got a big bump. Feel that knot
I
right
felt
there?
that too.
Yeah, big knot. When you tilt your head to the left, the bones all go to the right. Okay, when I tilt my head right, the bones all go left. So essentially, your head is straight on your torso right now, but the bones are all sticking out on the right. And the best analogy is the bicycle. When we were a kid and we crashed our bicycle and our handlebars didn't line up with our tire, right? Your handlebars had to be crooked to have your tire straight, and you had to straddle your tire and pull your handlebars straight with your tire. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So this big bump here on the right side will go away if I tilt you to the right. Right about there. So right about there, now the bones are level, but now your head's tilted 10 degrees to the right. And so that's essentially what's going to happen is, because you're in right avoidance, you're going to be pinching your left lower. So eventually it'll compensate, meaning that, Ed, I had this injury where my right side was hurting, and then I didn't deal with it, and now the left side's hurting as a result. This is not till you're 35 or 40. You follow me?
Yeah.
So if we don't deal with this, it creates... I'll have the patients coming to my office at 50 saying, yeah, I had pain in my 20s in my right, now it was on my left. That's because your body's like moving the hot potato around, and we're not getting to the root cause, which is the main engine of your neck is your upper neck. The atlas axis, the top 2 bones we gave names to, are designed to do 60% of the work of your neck. And if they're not functioning, your lower neck is going to be overstressed. The alignment that you were in when you had this trampoline accident made all the force go into your lower neck, plus hyperextension. I mean, it's just, you got punched.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you real gentle. I got you, bud. There you go. There you go. Real easy. I got you, bud. Everybody walks out. Chin up. All right.
Yeah, I definitely feel it right there.
Yeah, so some of these muscles are all just protecting. This is the area below, but also kind of next door. I'm gonna clean this area out, get some of the lactic acid inflammation out of here. There we go. All right. I gotcha. So the molding device is called a dinner roll. I don't know. It sounds like dinner roll, but the lady's name was Dr. Dena Walden, so it was a device meant for restoring the cervical curve, and it's a molding device to restore the arch in the neck, and you have to hold the neck in this curved position.
So what did you think of the neck adjustment? Was it weird or good?
It was good. Honestly, I didn't even feel it, but you hear it, and then
Yeah.
you're like, wow. I was never able to do that on my own.
Yeah, that's right. So I can't cut my own hair, and or people that might come up to you and say, I can cut my own hair, like, yeah, good luck.
Exactly.
Have fun with that.
And have you had like deep tissue before, or gua sha, or cupping, any of that?
No, I've actually gotten the gua sha stone on my own, but I've never
Okay.
really gotten too deep with it. You know, you can only get so far on your own.
Yeah, it's just a way to, I think, like a vacuum. It's just a device for, sucking up inflammation in the back. If it's deep, it won't get it. So you have to like dredge it from the bottom of the pool
Yeah.
to the surface, and then it's like a skimmer that you can then get the stuff that's been stirred up from the bottom.
You always have great analogies.
You just do it long enough that you're like, it didn't work until I, got in there and broke it loose. It's so much adhesions build up here because it just isn't required that we're using most of our spine. There we go. I need this to be the bending point. When your neck folds,
Yeah.
you need this to be the primary folding point.
We both actually used to work in a physical therapy office.
Okay.
And I had one of the guys look at me one time, and I'm like, yeah, my shoulder always gives me a little
Mhm.
problems. And he was like, yeah, it's probably just because you're right hand dominant. And that's what most people would say. So I'm glad to hear you actually validate it.
Well, I mean, okay, so if you're right dominant, the joints on the right side will be looser because you're using those joints more.
Oh.
But then when we get injured, because they're the loosest joints, they're the ones that get injured the most when you're injured. So I guess it's like partially right, but
Yeah.
it's now creating an alignment issue. Now we're in avoidance, and when you're going to heal in the crooked position, and then you're young enough that you can avoid the problem for 10, 15 years, and then be made aware at 40 years old that now you have disc injury. And the disc injury is like a cavity in a tooth. You know, it's the thing that isn't reversible in the sense that you can't like bring the tooth back to a pre-cavitied state, right? It's a permanent change in the tooth, and it would have been better for it not to have happened, right? We're gonna put a filling, we're gonna crown, we're gonna do all this stuff, but it would have been better if you never had the cavity in the first place. It would have been better if your discs didn't get injured. So then where was the health care that we teach in terms of dentistry, right? Flossing, brushing, and dentists have great jobs to me. We do everything they tell us to do, and we still have problems. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's not like they give you any guarantee. You do what we tell you to do, and you'll never have a single cavity. Right? I've never heard of a dentist. You'll have less problems. You're still got plenty of problems. Because it's tough. Life's tough. Life's tough no matter what, right? Like you said, you chipped a tooth. You know, traumas can still happen, right? Whiplashes, car accidents, falling. Just because you're being adjusted doesn't mean I'm exempt from injury, right? Anybody can chip a tooth, whether you're brushing or not, right? So there's, you know, if your tooth got chipped, these joints got jammed and maybe busted each other. Now it wasn't visible. You know, we don't have the imaging to see like Star Trek. I was at a seminar this last week and I said, Dad, it's all your fault, Dad. Because I grew up watching Star Trek, right? With all this advanced 3D imaging, right? And I was like, this is what it's gonna be like being a doctor. And then I get out to be a doctor and I get to look at x-rays. I'm like, so I'm like, Dad, it's your fault. I watched Star Trek. I thought that was what I was gonna get when I got into, you know, they zoom in like on the tissue in Star Trek and you actually can see the cells doing stuff. No, that's not what we get. I'm like, that's what I want. I want Star Trek imaging. Well, that's the future, and that's 2455.
Yeah.
We're looking at shadows. We're casting shadows and looking at the wall. Anyway, got very disappointed. Massively disappointed. Okay, here's your x-ray machine. What? Same year, 1895, was the same year chiropractic started, same year Rankin shoots the first x-ray. So we were like conjoined twins at birth, and everybody doesn't want to do any separation. But one shall become two. Anyway, all right. Fixed appling.
Doctor is saying.
It costs double for me to be quiet, okay? It's discounted if you let me talk, all right? There's a principle in chiropractic health we call it the 3 T's, and one of the T's of why all disease happens is thoughts. Thoughts, your mind, depression, anxiety, worry, you know, and so I believe laughing is, that's why I always say laughing is, you know, one of the best medicines is because it deals with this stress mind component, that if you're stressed, no matter how much I rub your back, no matter how much I put a curve in your neck, it won't work, right? And so when you're dealing with health of somebody, you have to look at it from, you have to zoom out a little bit and look at the whole person and go, you know, if you know, if we're stressed out mentally, that, you know, our body doesn't heal well. We can quantify this with something called cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, okay? So it rises about half hour after you wake up, awakens us, gets us alert, peaks about midday, and then goes down throughout the day. And so at nighttime, it should be pretty low, and then your body goes into regeneration mode when you're sleeping. Make sense? But if we're stressed, our cortisol levels stay high even when we're sleeping. You follow me?
Yeah.
Your body doesn't heal. And so this is where having a good circadian rhythm, you know, going to bed around the same time, dealing with the mind, you know, is a huge part of your health that I think isn't talked about very much. And you know, that I usually joke there's 2 ways through life: laughing or crying. And so I've chosen the laughing path. And you can join me, or we can go back to the crying path. And, all this soreness in here, but we just gotta work
Yeah.
all this out of here. And part of it's, you know, how many hours a day would you say you cut hair? I mean, what's average day for you?
8 hours, 8 to 10.
You know, I can only imagine when you're cutting hair and your muscles are tight, you can't just like give up and have a nice day, guys, you know, right? So you have to like tell your muscles to shut up, right?
Yeah, you kind of just readjust.
You just
and
readjust and
try and be mindful of it.
right, but you gotta push through it, right?
Yeah.
When your body's telling you to stop, you have to tell your body, I'm sorry, I have 4 more hours. You're just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And your muscles say, okay, bud, all right, I'll get you later.
That's great.
Why are you being quiet?
Shh, we have to watch.
This is tough. But like, no day lasts forever.
It's a good quote. I'm not
Right.
gonna steal that.
It hasn't happened yet. At some point, you get to leave your haircut or whatever. There's no day where it's like, sorry, you're
Yep.
gonna be here all night cutting hair, bud. You don't get to leave. Anyway. Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. There we go. You're doing good. We're doing good. We're having fun here. This is what causes the lower back pain, is the tighter the middle back gets, the more we bend too much at the bottom. So really, as much as it, you know, you don't really ever feel this part of your back because it's so tight, this tightness here is the cause that creates the result of the lower back being in discomfort. It's right up here. And you probably didn't really, you know, notice this was here
No, not at all.
until I touched it and you go, I didn't know that was sore. We only have a feeling of the parts of our back that move. The parts that are frozen don't communicate much. And, So in order to change posture, we have to first make your spine as supple as possible. And that's like clay, and the softer it is, the more we can reshape it. Now, fortunately, 26 is full skeletal maturity, and you're not there yet, so the process of changing things is not as difficult as it would be if you were 36. You know, and so it's easier at your age, and so if you can get these good habits installed now, you're gonna have a lot better life long term. I found his spot. His long overdue spot.
Yep.
The more the head goes forward, the more the ribs rise. We call this coupled motion, but it's this rib elevation here is not independent of anything. It's dependent on the head forward that injuries create, that your posture of your work necessitates. That makes sense? And so this discomfort and tension in here is just a result of that. And so it's, I think of Beastie Boys, you gotta fight for your right to stay upright. Oh, I think it's a copyright violation. Anyway. You gotta fight for your right to stay upright. Yeah. It works. No, it doesn't. All right. All right. Like going to the gym, you do a big workout, the next day you're sore, and in a similar way, when you start to ask these areas that have been stiff to move, they're going to be a little tender tomorrow. Don't be disheartened or too mad at me.
I'll be happy.
No angry fan mail. What the heck is this? I'm so sore. I told you. Nobody likes the orthodontist the first week. I didn't like actually the orthodontist the entire 2 years, but every time I saw that guy, I was like, ugh. He's gonna make me hurt. It was like just when my teeth started to feel better, I had another appointment with him. I was like, all right, we're gonna have to tighten that wire again.
Oh, I hated that.
But it was just starting to feel better. Mom paid him $5,000, and we waited 2 years, and then somehow we thanked him and said, "See you later." You know, pretty ingenious plan they have going on down there. Never enjoy seeing that guy. Right, but you're caring about your long-term health, right? You're investing. You're doing an investment thing here. I need my whole spine working as a team, and so step one of that is waking it up. All right. Uh-oh, yeah. Tell me, how did the machine make you feel? And remember, it's for posterity. All right. You probably don't know Princess Bride? No, you're not. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay, good. All right. My wife misses my quotes all the time, and so
Not anymore.
not anymore because I quote them all the time. And remember, it's for posterity. So be honest.
Princess Bride spans generations.
Exactly.
Okay, good. I'm just not too old now. Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah. Let's have her up here. There we go. Okay. What's so cool about this technique is that as your care progresses with gua sha, eventually you can't make a mark even if you try. The mark is something that is temporary in the sense that once the spine is moving and in the right alignment, it cleans itself. And so you don't need constant gua sha, okay? It's not something that really, the mobility, and which is based on posture, and posture determines the mobility. Those two things are like in a circle. Those are what keep the spine clean. And so if we can do the work of changing the posture, that'll keep the mobility better. And that mobility is what washes the tissue. When it becomes stiff, that's what creates stagnation, tightness, lactic acid, pressure builds up, and then it gets trapped in here. And so, in some way, it's unlike the teeth where you have to keep brushing your teeth. The spine really should be self-cleaning to some degree. Now, yes, we have injuries. Things cause tightness and blockages that then need to be worked on, but you're doing great. Yeah, these are the muscles you're telling them to shut up. Whatever the hairdryer on. Is this the hairdryer arm probably?
No.
No, that's the right?
That's all right.
Everything's the right, okay.
That's my comb and brush arm.
Comb and brush arm, okay. I'm sure you probably can try to find the lightest one possible, but.
Yeah, no, it's pretty light.
Right. Because it's like a lever, right? The longer your arm, right, the more leverage it places on your neck. So you have like a 2-pound weight, but it's on, the length of your whole arm,
Yeah.
right? So it applies quite a bit of torque on our spine, even though you're like, well, it's only 3 pounds or whatever. Yeah, but it's torque.
Yep. When I was first starting, they always told me, drop your shoulders, make sure you're not
Right.
going too crazy.
Yeah, try not to have your arm all the way extended. if
Exactly,
possible. I mean,
yeah.
the more straight arm you are, the more leverage you're placing on your upper back. But yeah, dental hygienists, dentists, hair cutters, you guys are all permanent members of my office. Yeah, I don't know, it's just, And I think of it because of the nature of your job, where you can't stop when your body tells you to stop.
Exactly.
Right? That's the nature. Other jobs you can take a break for a minute, because you're not on the clock in that same sense. Whose trampoline was it? Was it yours?
No, it was a friend.
No, you're right. It's always the friend's trampoline. Hey, man. I've been told to remove these words from your vocabulary, especially as you get more in your 30s or 40s. Is, hey, honey, watch this. Hey, check this out. Right? Every major injury that's ever happened, probably right before. Hey, man, watch this.
Exactly.
Check out this move. Why would I do that? What was I thinking?
Next thing you know, you're sitting in a chair.
Down by the river. Right, that's right. Down by the river. Living in a van. Down by the river. Well, I'm going to live down the van by the river. Well, you'll have plenty of time to be living in a van down by the river when you're living in a van down by the river.
What's that?
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley.
Oh, he knows. Oh my gosh. Did you know? No, so you
Okay. He's only a guy thing, apparently. we watch these things on repeat.
Yeah, that one's a classic.
I want to live in a van down by the river. We're going to have some goodies right here. Oh, man. There's so much tenderness back here, we can't actually compress it. So when we're stretching, if you're wondering, what's the purpose of all this, is to make this not so tender. So when I ask you to arch back, there's not all this inflammation back here occupying the space that I'm trying to get you to change your posture into. It's like clearing a space so that you can bring furniture in or something. It's like we're trying to move this out to bring the posture back into this area.
Yeah.
You have some marks to show your clients. What happened to your arm? Honey, we gotta leave. He's got some sort of thing growing on his arm. Let's get out of here. No, it's okay. It's at Dr. Ed, isn't it?
That's funny because I would do the gua sha on my neck, and I'd come in and people are like, "What happened to you?"
Right.
Like they think I have like a hickey or something.
Right. Friday night. Found the hairdryer. Yeah, that's where the hairdryer.
Yeah.
I told him to put it down. I told him to leave. He didn't listen. I had to do this.
Yeah, I feel that one.
Bunch of ripples right in there. Clean all this out of here. Yeah, it's like a pocket that fills up right here. You need oxygen to contract a muscle. You also need oxygen to relax a muscle. So when the area fills up with so much lactic acid, it chokes itself and doesn't allow it to actually become functional
Relax.
muscle. It's just like a muscle that's in a knot, like a tangled wire that no longer, can stretch or function. So the ability to injure the few areas that are functioning is higher because you don't have the whole length of the muscle working. And part of it's just locked in a spasm. So it's like, well, I just turned my neck and I pulled something. It's like, well, yeah, because most of your muscle was in a spasm. People to me are set up for injuries. We're in a position where it doesn't take much to pull something. What are they doing around? Just get a good picture of his back, and I'm gonna keep working on
Look
this.
at that arm.
I knew there was gonna be something good in there.
It's all fun and games until you get an elbow in the butt.
Yeah.
Yep. Without, the videos didn't look that bad. Oh, it's bad. Everybody at home's like, I can handle that. We'll see. Right there.
Yeah, like shoots down your leg too.
Yeah, the nerves that, your sciatic nerve, all that has to travel through here. So if these muscles are inflamed, then the nerve easily just gets irritated by just some little pressure on it, and then the nerve is upset. There shouldn't be all this acidity in here sensitizing the nerve. It feels so good when you stop, Ed. I know. When I walked out the door, I felt so good. This is the joint we're trying to adjust on your side when I had you rotating.
Yeah.
This is the most powerful joint in your body, about 3 inches long, sacroiliac joint. And the more mobility this joint, provides, the less the lower back has to do. And so when you sitting locks this joint, so all the years of school and life locks this joint, and then we get out into the real world and work, and then this joint isn't functioning, so that our lower back is having to do extra. So restoring this mobility here takes burden off your lower back. I got you. Good, okay, good. Good. Lift your arms, lift your head for me. Put your forehead around your forearms. Keep that forehead to forearm contact as best you can for me. Relax your chest as best you can. I got you, bud. Take a deep breath in. Exhale for me. I got you, exhale. Very nice. Oh, very nice. You all right? Kinda. All right, very good. Seeing if I missed any. Okay, good. All right.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, there's lactic acid that needs to get rinsed out of there. And most of the weight should be on our heels when we're standing. And the difficult thing with being on your feet all day is that, especially in your profession, your weight's forward. And so the more weight stays on our toes, drop metatarsals, plantar fasciitis, eventually these foot problems happen. And so getting the head back resets the weight back to your heel where it belongs and prevents all these toe and foot problems. And a lot of these are jammed. Gee. 3 of them are. Wow. Yeah, it's just jammed. Okay. Thank you to the viewer for the socks. The viewer set me up. I was like, yes, extra size.
She's bouncy house.
Ooh, that was nice. Oh yeah.
Daddy, you eat those 3 legs.
Did you hear his leg?
It was popcorn.
Oh,
tilt left for me. Keep tilting left. Tilt. Okay, go ahead and tilt left for me. Tilt left. Tilt. Okay, good. And then same thing. Tilt to the right for me. Okay, nothing there. Actually, let me adjust your shoulder here. Get the shoulder. Put your hand around your head for me. And then with your elbow, press back a little bit into my elbow. Keep pressing back. Keep pressing back. Keep pressing back. Here we go. Keep going. It's okay. Press back with your elbow a little bit. Press back with my elbow. There we go. All right. Come over here. On your back. Sometimes I'll take my hand, put it on my forehead. You'll press.
Yeah.
Get your head to sink in. Then you put your hand back down. Take a break. Go to sleep. 20 minutes. So it's middle upper neck is where we're targeting. I don't want it down in the valley of your lower neck where all the injury was. I want it mainly feeling like it's pressing on the upper neck or as high as you can. Okay. I don't want it so high that your chin is down. I want the chin up, head going over the device. Okay. And it's just molding. You can do a little bit of right rotation. You could do a little bit, just a little bit of right. Makes sense because that bump was bigger on the right.
Yeah.
Maybe for a month, like a 1 month prescription. After about a month, I would just keep the head straight, but you could do a little bit to work that right side.
Yeah.
And you press. You gotta stretch. It's really the front that has to open up. As much as the back has to come together, the front has to open up to allow the posture to change permanently. And the goal is after you do this for 20 minutes, when you come up, you're gonna feel like, whoa, I'm in a different position. You are. That's how posture's changed, is by holding you in the opposite, and then your body, when you come upright, will be in a better position. And you do that repetitively over, really the first 20 times doing it for 20 minutes, you should see a dramatic shift. And hitting 20 minutes. Now what happens is if your back is so tender, no thank you, Ed. Right, so that's why I have an office and to prep you and get you ready. How does that feel? A little
Good.
A little different, yeah?
I feel like I have a little bit more range with the right one.
Yeah. Just relax your shoulders now, relax. Look straight forward. Yeah, you're only about a ½ inch now from where you were. We've got to keep pushing this in. That makes sense? And then pulling that head back.
Yeah.
That's going to line you up. Very good, my friend. All right. Thank you, bud. Awesome.